G'day, this is Aussie, and from Aussie land, occasionally on the ET, extraterrestrial, because I'm occasionally abducted, working on contract with the Illuminato on the moon, and we're making these observations about planet Earth. But I've made my own observations about planet Earth's women, and I've become a bit of an expert on planet Earth's women, because I've been married to 4 of them. Now, I quite like women, and the benefit of being married to 4 of them, you get to observe a reasonable cross-section of them. Not only that, you get to enjoy 4 honeymoons. So although I've been a lousy husband according to them, not being able to give in to all the material needs they desire, like new curtains every week and all that sort of stuff, and a new car every day, all the things they said modern women see to want and demand, otherwise they don't satisfy them as a husband. Well, you know, I've failed in all of those things, but I've had 4 honeymoons. That makes me an expert on honeymoons. So any women who want some practice with honeymoons, just call me or something like that. Women, I prefer women to men, and this is a thing, you see, these days and age, they're making it sort of quasi-illegal to a free choice between men and women. They're trying to get kids to say, well, I can't tell the difference between men and women, or male and female. I mean, if you take your clothes off, it's obvious there's a great deal of difference in how we desire what we desire. Well, I personally think men look ugly sort of thing, naked and all that, and women I think look lovely, and that's my choice. I don't want to be sexist towards men, but yeah, that's how it is. I am not sexist towards men particularly, but I'm personally feel that women are more attractive to make love with, and that's only a personal thing. But the thing about having all these ladies as wives and several girlfriends as well is that you get a trained mind about how to choose a wife. Now, this is a little bit of advice, and it's not sexist. If they don't have a sense of humour, you know, living with a woman without a sense of humour for 15 years is like basically like a death sentence in a way, because every time you make a joke they go, oh, you can't get, especially if they're from South Australia, where they don't have much of a sense of humour. It's a bit of a flatline estate, this one, and that's a bit of a secret you're not supposed to speak about. But if you meet a woman, if you're a man, and you say to them, oh, you know, I think cooking and cleaning comes naturally to women, if they don't smile and laugh, walk away, they haven't got no humour. It doesn't mean you're sexist and expect them to do all the cooking and cleaning. You just want to know that they can handle a bit of a joke now and again. If they can't handle a joke now and again, walk away, because they're going to be very, very boring and more likely inclined to be materialistic rather than spiritualistic within the realm of the marriage and relationship. And this may cause you some sort of psychological and emotional difficulties as time goes on, and it wears thin that the only time you have sex is when you've bought something or brought home a big wage or something, which has occurred to me in the past with some of these ladies. You couldn't get sex until you had a wallet full of money, and then they got all excited, or you buy them a new handbag and they got all excited. And that's the funny thing about women, Earth women in particular. They're very, very fussy about who they make love with or have sex with, unless you pay them lots of money. I mean, you can, no matter how ugly and old you are, you can get to make love with beautiful young women providing you hand money over. So there's a bit of a dichotomy there between being prissy and all that, and actually the truth is about certain ladies. I mean, that's materialism and that's capitalism for you. You can capitalise on your assets. You know, sell your body, fine. You can sell your body and lay bricks, or sell your body and lay men. What's the difference? It's making money, and that's all that matters, is to make money these days. Another thing about avoiding the cooking thing. I cook every day, so no one can accuse me of being sexist and expecting a woman to cook for me, because I like my own cooking. But if people don't cook, then you end up with fat kids, let's face it. Fat kids equals bad cook. That's simple as that. You see a fat kid, you know there's a bad cook in the house. So a nice thin healthy kid, you know, there's a sort of conscientious cook in the house, man or woman. Man or woman. So, you know, the greatest prerequisite for any relationship is, can either of you cook? Because if one can't cook, the other one really ought to be able to cook. Otherwise, they end up with these fat, gross children who sit in front of the TV all day doing nothing but eating and farting and shitting and sleeping, and that's all they do. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in to ET